Hey, everybody, welcome to discussion two in ECBA 309. This one's an important week because this is when you're going to begin to share your business idea. Now, some of these that you're presenting may be true to life ideas. I always talk to students, and it seems like the overwhelming majority of them have an idea to start something in their lifetime. They don't want to be a working slave to some company their entire career. So they want to be able to come up with a good idea and then be able to execute on it. Many of those have nonprofits and other types of ideas that are driving them. But it's a good idea to start with what I consider to be the three critical thinking questions. Now, you're going to hear some of my bias on this. I teach in the master's program primarily, and I teach the critical thinking course in there, and I focus on three words: what, why, how. And so all the components of those, I think, are very important as you begin to think about starting and establishing a business. The what component, while it seems simple, it's not. And so the what component is what specifically is the business or the service that you're looking to create. So it needs to be very detailed. It needs to cover a lot of ground. It just cannot be generic. And so, because the what becomes what you're going to be doing if this happens. And so sometimes the what can be all encompassing. Sometimes it can be much narrower. If you get too broad with the what, then you're going to have a larger competitive set that you're going to have to go against. If it's too small, then perhaps the consumer is not ready for something that small. Perhaps they're looking for a broader offering. And so the what component needs to be clearly thought of, needs to be clearly stated. And then that falls into the why. Why will your business need to exist? Why should you exist? Is it to meet a need that is not being met? Is it to meet a broader need? Is it to meet a narrow need? Is it to meet a need that does not truly exist in many people's minds yet, but because of future trends could be? Some of the entrepreneurs today, are looking at artificial intelligence and a lot of different ways to be able to do that. While it's not totally here yet, it will be. Um, and so the why component is important. Why should you do it? Why is somebody else missing the mark on that? And why is your offering going to be different? Is it going to be more unique? Is it going to be more customer centered than others? And then how? In today's world, where people can gather information in a lot of different ways, where they can access product in a lot of different ways, the how component is incredibly important. You think about the delivery mechanism, the supply chain for actual products. You think about it during the pandemic, that as people were looking to gather some sort of product or execute a service, how that impacted um, what they did, how they focused, how they were able to move forward. The how component was very important during that time, because if you had a service that needed to be face to face and you didn't have any other options beyond that, man, you were in trouble. Which is why, here at Charleston Southern, we had our online programs already set up. There were some universities that during the pandemic didn't have anything. And so they had to start from scratch, at the start of this, because they didn't know how long it was going to last. And they were significantly impacted. And so a lot of different things goes into that. So I just want you to think very clearly this week about the what, why, and how, and make sure that you have a degree of detail on those as you're developing your business idea over the next few weeks. All right. I look forward to seeing your comments this week.